The Mike Gallagher Show.
You have helped end these government shutdowns in the past when they came about, and you did it by bringing.
I'm very good at it,
you
but I'm
brought
not going to do it by. I'm not going to do it by extortion. I'm not going to do it by being extorted by the Democrats who have lost their way. There's something wrong with these people.
So then what happens on November 15th when the troops don't get a paycheck?
Schumer is a basket case, and he has nothing to lose. He's become, I just left Japan, he's become a kamikaze pilot.
In the ReliefFactor.com studios, here's Mike.
Wherever you are, you got to show up today. You can't be on the sidelines. Now, there's going to be an interesting election in my beloved South Carolina. It's the governor's race, and there's about 137 people right now, I think, who are running for governor to replace Henry McMaster next year. But what's going on right now with Congresswoman Nancy Mace is wild. And here to help walk us through the whole thing is my dear, dear friend, the pride and joy of Greer, South Carolina, the one and only Joey Hudson, who's our frequent guest host and executive director of Gallagher's Heroes, the Fallen Officer Fund, and my travel partner. Have you recovered yet from Israel, Joey?
We made it, and I barely recovered. I'm still taking afternoon naps, and you know I don't do naps. But anyway, we made it, and what a great trip we had.
We had an amazing time, and I couldn't have done it without you, and we had just a blast just kind of covering all the great things that are happening in Israel. You know what I'm finding with the jet lag? And what were they? They were 6 hours. They're normally 7 hours ahead of us.
Right.
But 6 because of a 1 week of the daylight savings thing not lining up. But in any event, you know what I'm noticing? I'm waking up like an hour or two earlier than I normally do. I'm going to bed normal time, but I'm getting up early.
Yeah, it's just hard to get back into your normal routine, but we'll get it. So, you know, great, successful trip, and now back to work, you know.
And many thanks to our friend Alex Trayman and the gang at Jewish News Syndicate, and, of course, the IFCJ, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. All right, so Nancy Mace, the Low Country Congresswoman, right, who is running, wants to be South Carolina's next governor. She held a press conference yesterday on Daniel Island because she is fired up over going to the airport. What was it, a week or so ago?
It was last Thursday.
All right, so you're trying to walk us through this because I can't make heads or tails out of why there's such an eruption. I mean, I get it. She's upset that she showed up at the airport and she did not have law enforcement escort her through the gate. But, Joey, this thing has turned into an epic knockdown, drag-out battle royale. Can you kind of take us through this and explain what, if people are seeing Nancy Mace popping up on their social media feed over this airport incident, give us the Joey Hudson, perspective over what in the world went down.
Well, here's what happened. According to Nancy Mace, and as you mentioned, she had a news conference yesterday because this thing has just blown up big time. She was going to the airport last Thursday to catch a flight, and there's a provision, according to her, it's a federal statute, that a member of Congress can request to be met and taken through a special entrance to the gate. Basically, it's where the airline crews and the employees in the airport enter the airport. According to her, and she released text messages, screenshots of text messages from her staff where they had requested this with the Charleston airport. Now, evidently, there's a backstory there, too. She must not care too much for the airport executive or whatever because she mentioned him several times and even said in the news conference yesterday that if she's governor, people like him will be fired. He will not be an employee. But they had prearranged for her to be met at the curb and walked through, escorted through the airport. When she arrived, no one was there. So you see her on the security camera, which was released, walking into the main entrance of the airport. Then she walks down through the terminal, and she's at the gate by herself alone. And so she enters, and by that time, some security folks, TSA folks, catch up with her. But she is confronting them. Now there's no audio on the video, so we can't hear what she's saying. But according to the incident report, because she was written up, and by the way, Mike, if you and I had acted the way she did, we would have been arrested on the spot. because you just can't confront TSA agents the way she did on Thursday. But she, so eventually they showed up, and she accused them of targeting her and not taking her security seriously. And according to her in the news conference yesterday, and according to the incident report, she dropped the F-bomb multiple times and just basically called them effing idiots and that they were incompetent and that type of thing. So she was asked about her language yesterday, and here's what she said. Did I drop the F-bomb? I hope I did. Did I call them effing incompetent? If I didn't, they absolutely earned it. She's not backing down. She's digging in.
So, Joey, going through this whole scenario, is the word erratic being used to describe Nancy Mace's reaction to this? I think I've seen like 400 posts from her on X alone.
Well, erratic's probably one of the more kinder adjectives being used for Nancy Mace right now. People are just scratching their heads thinking, what is going on with her? Because you just don't act like that if you're a member of the U.S. House of Representatives and a candidate for governor. So, people don't really know how to respond to this.
Well, I guarantee you this benefits her competition in the crowded gubernatorial field. And let me just say this. Let me just get this out on the table right here and now. I can't speak for you, Joey Hudson, but me, I'm Team Pamela Evatt. I've known her over the years. She's been Henry McMaster's lieutenant governor, correct? And I think this benefits Pamela Evatt, does it not?
Well, it certainly should. If Pamela will just kind of stay out of it, let Nancy implode, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, and Pamela Evatt's we saw her at the event that you had at Hudson Farm. Now, it's a crowded field, right? Ralph Norman's popular. There are a whole bunch of people. Who else is in that field?
Our Attorney General, Alan Wilson's running, and then State Senator Josh Kimbrell is also a candidate, yes.
Yeah, all a bunch of good people. They're all a bunch of good candidates. But look, I'm making news. I officially endorse Pamela Evatt. And I hope that's not the kiss of death. I hope that doesn't hurt her. I hope it helps her. But she's been a good friend of the show, and I've watched her work. She's a rock solid conservative, and she's the real deal. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate you checking in.
Always
Keep it
a
up.
pleasure.
All right, our pal Joey Hudson joining us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. Coming up, I want to share a little bit of a conversation I had with our video producer, Christian Russell, over this young wave of sharp-elbowed conservatives. That and more coming up.